Monday, the 2nd day of February 2026. You're welcome to another edition of GH Today, where we serve you breakfast. It's a packed show. Today is primarily all about the new patriotic party. We also talk about the NDC. The NDC says, well, if you're an appointee and you want to contest for a national position in the party, please step aside and concentrate on that contest. Do not be divided. We want your full concentration if you want to serve the party. If you want to continue serving the government, well, you can stay in your corner and serve them. And then the people of Pandai now have respite. They know who their representative is. That's Matthew Nyendam. The Supreme Court has put this matter to finality. Of course, we'll still talk more about the NPP later on as we engage a patron of the party. We'll bring you some sports. We'll bring you what's trending on the various fronts, especially with regards to the newspapers. And then, of course, please note that you are a big part of the show, so don't miss it. And please join us with your thoughts and comments. My name is Lily Mohammed.
I think we need to take serious from how much they didn't give it to you. So now, Lily Mohammed serious. And I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Good morning to you and welcome aboard the show. So like Lily said, it's a very serious show this morning. Packed, super packed. And we've got all that you need to know. Now we're going to do a proper breakdown of the NPP's primaries over the weekend. From the data to the prophecies, the outcome. Who was the biggest winner? Who was the biggest, non-winner? I don't want to say loser because I'm prepared. You know what? Let's go for our quote of the day.
Confucius, who says, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop.
Yeah. So you have to seriously consider your going. No stopping, making sure that the pace is not a problem, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how slow you think the journey is. What is very important is that you don't stop.
Absolutely.
So keep moving.
That's our word for you this morning. Motivating, especially those of you who are coming back from the weekend, for delegates who supported certain candidates and it didn't go as you wished. Well, now you have a flag hoister. You have a flag bearer who will lead you into the 2028 general election. So it doesn't matter how slow your campaign was or how fast it was.
Don't mind them. They still cashed out.
Hey.
They cashed out. Don't mind them.
TNT. Somewhere being asking journalists to go and tell them.
Can you imagine? They cashed out and they even had breakfast. Yeah, Team Pampa.
At this point, and some of us need to consider politics.
It looks like being a delegate is very rewarding. Yeah, because imagine, now all the flag bearers go around. So during those seasons, you are cashing out on the day of election too. But as for that 65, who said that they were waiting for Brian 700 before they vote? You people.
Anyway, so let's pump you up. It's a beautiful Monday. If you are not awake, please, this should awaken your senses so that you can go and earn your keep.
We are dancing to this song this morning. No. Oh, no, stop that.
So everything I do,
goodness. Yeah.
I win. So that's a beautiful song by Chrissy Oteng. But where has Chrissy Oteng been?
Yeah, because, I mean, he's a very staunch MPP member as well. So one would have thought that during the primaries would have seen a bit of him, but maybe his I don't even know if he's in town.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Charlie, we miss the contemporary gospel, from Chrissy Oteng.
He used to give us, yeah.
Absolutely.
So this song, obviously by now, the camp of Dr. Baumia will be dancing to it. But in the end, like they say, the party conducted themselves very well. I mean, for a campaign that became inflamed passionately, at some point it became adversarial, it became confrontational. And to go into such an election, and it was conducted peacefully, I think that the party deserves a pat on the back.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to the New Patriotic Party. To those who didn't win too, better luck next time. But somebody who surprised me was
the
Dr.
biggest
Barney.
winner. He was the biggest winner for the election.
Trust me. He's somebody nobody expected to pull the numbers that he did.
Yeah.
And so congratulations to him and his team. It means that maybe next time he'll pull some surprises. So congratulations to Dr. Barney Champon and your campaign team.
Kennedy Japan says you still have 3 years, so anything can happen.
So can you go again?
Imagine, okay. He says anything can happen. I mean, you can make your inference, but I mean, he says anything can happen.
Age is also not on his side,
Same could have been said for the former president.
Yeah, you're right. But you see, he served his people for 24 years.
But he wants to be president. President Ken. And maybe the prophecy is, maybe not for this one, but maybe sometime ahead. Sometimes you have to allow things to, But we'll get into the MPP primaries itself. We'll be dissecting. But of course, the biggest winner for me on the day was Dr. Barney Champon, because this is how you make a statement with an entrance. Winning voter region, taking that from Ken. And like Mr. Dankwa predicted, he stole a lot of votes, or he took a lot of votes from Ken. But the thing is that even if you add what he had to what Ken had, the rest still would not come close to what Dr. Baumia.
And one of the biggest winners, so I think this morning we need to dedicate the I win to Musa Dankwa.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Dr. Yao Edichum or Engineer Kwabene Japan.
I better get serious. Let's head to Inside Out. The attention of the executives. At one point, there was a gentleman who was denied voting, but later he was allowed to vote. They claimed he was not part of that exercise, but later he was allowed. And then a few people who tried to go in with body cams. I'm wondering why you want to tell the person you're voting for that, indeed, I voted for you. We have spoken at length about these things, even in national polls, and then it has to go in internal elections. People went in with mobile phones. Luckily, some of the executives accosted them. They took it away from them. Now they resorted to body cams, and they were equally arrested. And I think that it is something we need to heavily talk about. We also need to talk about the issue of monetization. Well, some say it is not monetization. It is just TNT. It is just breakfast. But it has come to stay. It has been allowed to fester for so long that people feel entitled to it. In some of our interactions with some of these delegates, they were actually asking that those who are in charge of the TNT bring their quota to them. That is how much of an entitlement the issue of monetization and TNT has become in our body politics. There are a few sounds that we'll play for you this morning. We'll play for you the D-Day, the declaration, the sound of the former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I was impressed that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and former President Kufuor did not vote. So nobody will sit somewhere and say, oh, okay, so this is really the establishment candidates. They've allowed you to do your thing. Delegates, there were 200,000 of you. Go ahead and vote. And then in the end, the delegates decided. Let's hear some sights and sounds.
We did August, and then we did September, October. So we started this on October 20th. This one was the longest. That is true. So this one moved into a longitudinal research.
Okay. So me fi friend say nkran ha ya bat me waka so brand ho donti ana ka me ba beto abano but the eda brand at akoma so de be maye ne campaign team for no mudi na nim no o ma disika no e champon e no poku ye me kasa me zone 20 na ebu 29 e na enya ye ya akakra say e be ka be ni ba be 35 ye nsan ka ye sika enti ye zone 24 de abano still a egusu jira ha ye enti e ka kire onabo brand champon say wenya abana na ye ne campaign team for no e na ama na enya sa enti say si ai oti enka baby an nkrofo no bi on fro enya sa ye zone 24 abana ye say because ye nsan ka ye sika ye nuanom bi nsa ke kom sika sika ne 700 obi a de aba brand e de na e maaye ne de na 700 ne de na 700 me de ye fra me sanka
transportation 50 Ghana now one for my
and someone Opoku, they were warm. Johnny, on it a champ on Johnny warm, and Panini on normal was on normal Kata. Now I'm pressing Canada and talk about and to lose the man, they're sending Yan Tuabia, and it's on 20, John 16, Yan Zanka Scano, and to Manuasi, almost Canada and go to about. We are 700. Yan Zanka, Opoku, there's on 24. I'm from I'm Zaka. I'm about 30 something Yan Zanka. It's Yan Tuaba. Where this kind of my bread champon. Near Tuaba, no, and my bread champon. Samuel Drojan, address about the Waka. Now that's all you are. Sorry, Tamfo. Meanwhile, you're saying you have a sack. Sending card, Minister, when you're BD, card and a more far. And this is Ghana, and you're being here. So, big Japan will be channel.
I have this, my beautiful women, models, and I mean delegates here. Me mama have bibi aboko there.
Wa me do so.
Na what to waba.
Me to ye.
Ade o trend there.
So bra champion sika, me nsan kan ye.
Ni sika se say.
700 obema ye delegates. Ye na more than ye what ye nsan kan sika bia. Be me 700.
Ono na dey ba, what dey amo obi.
Amo obi no ni pa confirm bra ye.
Enti ni pa be.
Opoku ni e champion.
Enti mo afra mo na mo afra.
Dwane ye nwom. Nti baby e kasa bi o muntie ye no
say enche time ya so ye na to aba
fama me so mento
mo do ye say
ye dos
ye zone ben
ye zone 20 64 enipa 24 pe no monsa kom sika ye ka obi ansan kan sika
ye aka be 30 minutes so
mento insani ye
na nya abro na mo so wadi na sana say amanyo na ye na Ghana ha no se ni sana say enti ne nkwa ne de na aka na mo ndia na afoforo na aka no
and GHOne the Nediaba, Saka brand,
and I say brand, and I say, and I'm my card, and I say, and I 5 5 5 5 5 Doctor said,
No.
That engineer come let your point.
I know they know. When you pass 3 pennies, I can't explain it.
Okay, Mama also Katrina now. I know man, so.
Kakame what can I say? Yenina MPP ma. Ye MPP ma for. Ye ne did I ever to abani ye penny for.
You see the sense of entitlement I was talking about.
As for a champon and
Opoku.
Those two, no,
the IGP must look for them.
Charlie, where is a champon? Where is Opoku? But we had that conversation here on Saturday night, and this is one of the things that I feel becomes a blot on the image of the entire process, because the process was relatively without incidents, and so to have things of this nature, delegates feeling that even though they've received from other candidates, they would not vote simply because one person's 700 cedis has not come to them. And the question I keep asking myself, will that inform who they vote for? If it does, then if you know you're not voting for Lily, why take money from Lily and say, oh, it is transport, it is my entitlement, 700 cedis, I mean, what kind of democracy? And that's why when A+ says and Push not be allowed to vote, in some quarters, it makes a lot of sense. Because really, this is your own party. And I said it on Saturday, that if indeed these people say they are true-blooded NPP members, the party should take actions against such people. Because at the end of the day, do you know that they were not able to vote?
Yes,
because at 2 p.m.,
they waited in fact, for the 700, which never came.
And then at a point they said, okay, they had received calls, and those were allegations they were making, that they received calls from Reverend Kodjo telling them that they should go and vote, and then he would send them Momo. Even with that, they still could not make it, because at the 2 p.m. mark, the Electoral Commission officers made sure that you cannot join the queue. And they kept, before 2 p.m., they kept beckoning to these people. This stranded 65 was a 64. Join the queue so that whatever be the case, you would be able to. They said no.
These are some of the things that the party should take critical note going into the major election. Because if people say, I will not vote because you promised me money and it has not arrived, hence I will not vote, it means that in the 2028 elections, if MPs go about promising delegates or promising their constituents certain things and it does not come true, they will not vote, which will affect the fortunes of the party. And I'm sure that the NDC should equally take a cue from this, as they also prepare to go into internal contest. This monetization in our body politics must be critically checked and addressed. It's long overdue.
And Lily, we did the math on Saturday. So over 211,000 delegates. If you're paying 500 for each delegate, you're looking at over 150 million Ghana cedis.
Where does the money come from?
And this one that we are told by the delegates that Brian paid 700, that should go in the range of echo. It's gone plenty, a lot of money, hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis. And the question is, if a young man like me who doesn't have that financial muscle, but I have the ideas, I have the vision, I want to enter into a contest, I would not be able to do so because of these demands that delegates literally place on the contestants. And so we need to have a very serious conversation about the whole issue of money and the role it plays in our body politics. Because mind you, it happens in the MPP, in the NDC, and strangely, even in the parties that have not won elections since 1992. They still have issues of this nature.
Those parties that are called the smaller political parties,
they'll get angry with you. They say they are not small.
That's why I'm putting them in inverted commas.
So that's why I describe them as the parties that have never won elections since. I mean, some of them you look at them and you're like, okay, this is a one-man party, because sometimes even where they go and campaign heavily and see people and share T-shirts.
The people will still take the T-shirts. I mean, it's kind of, Ghanaians feel that that's my due. Give me the T-shirt. The T-shirt there is for me, but the vote there, it's for me to decide. But let's hear from the man who many were expecting to give other candidates a showdown, but prophecy failed him. Let's hear from Kennedy Ohinechepon.
Take this opportunity to thank Team Ken for the wonderful work you've done. I mean, we all admit we work hard, but God's time is the best. He knows what is good for us. I know most of you are dejected. You have to keep your spirit up, because once we have life, we have everything. So don't be dejected. And the advice I give is, I have taken it coolly, because in politics, you can win, you can lose. Anytime I speak to you guys and tell you we can win, we can lose, you say, oh, win, win. But I'm a veteran politician, so I know. I've gone through several defeats, and therefore I cushioned myself and expected the worst. And the worst has happened. But the worst doesn't mean that is the end of life.
Hey.
Sure. Yes. So keep faith alive. Yes. And be happy with the outcome. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? So I'm pleading with all of you not to do anything. We have to stay calm. We believe in the party. The delegates have spoken. We have to take it. That's the advice I want to give all of us. The good works that you've done, I want to show my appreciation. And at an appropriate time, we'll meet and dine together. Do not use this against anybody in the party. Once they have decided, let's all come together as party members and work together. I know we have 3 years to go. Who knows what will happen? So I want you to be patient. Don't say that no can, no vote. Good. So if it had been kept, what would other contestants, supporters have said? Oh yes. So no can, no vote should be out. Let's come together as one people. But at an appropriate time, you see how things unfold. Don't worry. God will take care of you. God will take care of you.
Indeed, God will take care of the connected members. I'm wondering if the Bluetooth has been disconnected.
No, it's the idea. It's disconnected. Oh, I was telling you earlier, I saw Kwesi Kwarteng and Palgrave and all of those guys in church yesterday. Spirit Life Revival Ministry. Prophet El Bernard's church yesterday. And you know, the Kwesi Kwarteng we knew a few months and weeks ago. What I saw yesterday was a pale shadow of himself. Like you can tell that yes, some humility has come.
Okay,
you know, sometimes life will humble you.
The humility, is it as a result of high expectations of the polls?
Listen,
Lily, I'm not sure anybody goes into polls
as it stands now,
expecting to lose.
No, I understand that Dr. GHOne went into the race to win. He said it here.
Oh, yes.
I understand that Pabne Japan was in the race to win. But Ken was in the race, and it was quite certain that he was going to win. The team was very confident about that. And so what we saw yesterday was a situation where, in fact, over the weekend, they went into the race with the assurance that, spiritually, we are there. Physically, people would be tired. And look at the kind of campaign they ran as well. That, listen, we've had situations where we've repeated Dr. Baumia, we didn't win. Look at what the loss we suffered. And so it's time for a change. And in some shape or form, they gathered momentum. Yeah. The momentum was there at a point. So it felt like, oh, come on. This was definitely going to be a Ken thing. So let me tell you the truth. Even Tim Baumia at a point, they started shaking a bit. Yeah, there was, because they looked at what was happening on the grounds and then connected. When everywhere you pass, you are connected. And then the prophecy came in. And remember, it was not just him. There were other prophets who had stated boldly that it was a Ken victory. And so, you know, Ken also went to church. Yes. He went to church during the campaign to say, oh, Team Connected it is done. You understand? So when you have that assurance, especially from people who have prophesied and it's come to pass, and you have also...
Especially for somebody who hitherto heavily criticized pastors.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was told that, well, you are the man who will win. I'm sure that he believed in it. Okay, so that's Tutu Adams.
An apology. Number 2 is the statement of accountability.
In that apology, the prophet also announced a pause. He is stepping away from the pulpit as he reflects on how prophetic revelations are communicated. But whilst he stays off the pulpits, activities here at the Spirit Life Revival Ministries continue. There was worship. There was preaching.
Where you can become who God has said to you that you will become.
And there was the presence of members of the Team Kennedy or GHOne campaign team.
This defeat has taught us a lesson. Most importantly, it's taught us a lesson in faith. And our understanding of faith has now been a bit redefined, but it's not shaking.
After church service, however, I made very frantic efforts to get a reaction from the man of God. But as he'd already indicated, his lips remain sealed until further notice. In a deeply religious society like Ghana, how much weight should prophetic declarations carry, especially when they influence decisions and end up falling short? Let us know. My name is Tutu Danso, and I'm reporting for GHOne Television and Star FM.
Mohammed will not lead the New Patriotic Party. He can't lead. He can't win. A dog to fly. That is how Mohammed can win. On the 31st of January 2026, it shall be declared that Honorable Kennedy Ohene GHOne has won.
Prophet Bernard L. Bernard Nelson Eshen made that prophecy right here in this auditorium. But the outcome, as we all know, was a completely different story.
On the basis of this result, Dr. Mohammed obtained 56.48%.
As the numbers set.
Okay, so that was a report by Tutu Adanso. She went to the
Spirit
Oracle's
Life.
place.
Yeah, Spirit Life.
Okay, so right, my last one is our producer and the head of current affairs is joining us.
The church is called Oracle. No, Spirit Life Revival Ministries.
But known as the
Oracle. Yes.
Yeah. So the Oracle spoke, but, No,
man proposes and God disposes.
But the manifestation. Yeah, we didn't see the manifestation.
He said he had authored a book that was launched last year.
Yeah.
And in that book, he mentions that when the prophet gets it wrong, and he lists what the prophet should do when he gets it wrong, and that's what he's abiding by.
Yeah, so he's taking a step away from ministry for the meantime.
For a season.
Yeah.
Going to reconnect with his God.
Yeah.
Realign.
Renew that alliance. Just so when God speaks, he can hear it clearly. Because obviously this one, he didn't.
He says it's realigning.
That's the point, right? Something might have interfered with the communication, right? Because
the Bluetooth didn't.
No, but you see,
ready to pair.
That's the Gwangju Bluetooth. But the Bible says that the prophets, they see in part and prophesy in part. So maybe he did, so...
No, he's apologized. So, to be honest with you, taking responsibility for it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's very
I'm sure he told
thing
his
to
congregant that if you want to leave, you can leave.
Yes, he says he will.
you.
Yes, he will not. He says he will not tell you to stay. He will not also ask you to leave.
Why if you want to leave?
But he didn't say if you want to leave, you can leave.
In essence, if you want to leave, you have liberty to.
Yes.
This should serve as a lesson to a number of religious people. Sometimes you may not entirely get it right, but there have been prophecies that didn't come to pass. But for now, this is why people are going after Prophet Bernard El-Bernard, because he conducted interviews. He was cocksure that his prophecy was coming to pass because yes, he had prophesied in the past and it came to pass. So he was cocksure that this was not going to miss. And for him to grant interviews on the back of it, people felt at some point he became a politician.
He was campaigning just so the prophecy.
Exactly.
Many people saw it that way. And that's why I'm sure that people are treating him differently. Because Amakwanta also prophet.
Oh, yes.
The punk man. No, just to the people who don't know.
For better description, okay.
Yeah. He also prophesied that Baumia was going to win, right? Ken was going to win.
Connected.
That didn't come to pass. Yes. But people are not paying attention to him as much as they are paying to Prophet El-Bernard.
Because he was also very emphatic.
But Amakwanta, his son-in-law is an MPP, I'm sure. Maybe his son-in-law is connected.
Yeah, it's possible. But see, like you said, the lesson, finally, the lesson is that internal elections, if you may, as a man of God, avoid them.
In fact, for all elections.
General elections, you see, you can look at the data. There were many people who were not even prophet. They could tell that people was going to lose in 2024, right? You can go with the flow. A two-man right? But for internal election, avoid it. Lesson learned. And sometimes don't dabble unnecessarily into politics.
No, but El-Bernard said that as for him, he's done. The whole when it comes to elections prophecy, he's not going to get that public there. He's not going to wade into that. And I'm really glad he said that.
I think that a lot of them must take a key from him.
Yeah. Finally, back to Saturday. Okay, so I'm told, have you guys found
Opoku and the Champo?
No,
we are looking for them.
We are looking for X.
7 million.
We are still trying to find X.
No, yes.
This one we are finding OA.
Yeah, Opoku and the Champo. But you're right.
Yes.
That was quite interesting.
Zone 20.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. But I think the outcome was equally interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
Very.
Like I said on Saturday, the winner for the day will be Brian Echampong. He performed beyond everybody's expectation, right? I also paid particular attention to the flag bearer's address. That address was very pregnant. He hammered on discipline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
As to the way forward for MPP as a party. The party has, as was said, almost 3 years to do everything that it needs to do as an opposition party. Let's see how that plays out, because the coming days will equally be very interesting.
Now, Dr. Baumia will have a huge task, uniting the rank and file. I saw some comments on Facebook where some connected people say they are defecting to the NDC. And so...
That's what I want.
Yeah. And so...
asking their various constituencies whether they have enough space for the NDC. To come and join.
I think that... all in all, you have a huge task to unite his people. Because, some people may not go and join his opposition party, but they'll just sit on the fence. Yes. I will not join, I will not campaign, do what you want. If the party wins, fine. If the party doesn't win. So, and he, as a person, he conducted himself very, very well. I know that at some point, his team members were inflamed because of the toxicity that was being thrown about.
But he constantly reminded them and warned them, cautioned them against responding to the vitriolic comments that were coming their way.
They say when the elephant is coming home, you don't go about throwing pebbles at rats. Because you are born to slaughter an elephant. So I'm sure he was very sure of victory. And he knew that the task will be for him to unite the party.
Absolutely.
But I think that the result makes it a bit easier, because now you cannot say that aside the flag bearer, one person command this huge following as well. That's so 24%, 18%, and I'm talking about Kenny Japan and then Brian Echampong, right? That should help with their unity.
Yes. Then they know that, well, these people equally command the numbers. So we need everybody on board. Even with the two, Dr. Duchum and Cabinet Japan, they equally command some numbers. So they will need everybody on board.
Yeah, but finally, I was at a point wondering the source of confidence for the Ken supporters and the team members. So Dr. Zamyama was...
Oh, yes, right here. Let's hear him, Ivy, briefly. Let's hear him.
You on February 2.
Where?
Here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
In white.
Okay.
And please wear white. And our national,
in my capacity as
our national praise, you didn't come.
Did you invite me?
I think I did.
No, you did not. You didn't invite me. Thank you very much, Dr.
Okay, so that's Dr. Stephen Amor playing a sticker.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, so Dr. Stephen Amor, today I'm waiting for you."
Yes,
today is second.
Yeah, today I'm in the form of white. So
me, I have a white shirt.
Yeah, I like to see you, and I'm also in a white shirt. So I'd like to see you here. Come and join us.
But as to whether he will wear white, because the white has been stained.
That level of confidence, finally, that shook the belief of some of the Baumia team members, because the Ken supporters were extremely confident. So sometimes you wonder what the source of the confidence is. So you go and look at the figure again and say, hey, are we really winning? But you see, that's politics.
Yeah. But Dr. Baumia really worked. I mean, at some point, some candidates were saying that the system was skewing it in his favor, but he showed that he really worked. If the numbers are anything, just that his numbers dropped.
Oh yes.
Looking at what he polled in 2023,
from 61 to 56%, right?
Yeah.
That's the percentage.
Just about
nominal numbers are saying. But it's understandable. Brian performed extremely well. He pulled majority of his vote from Kennedy Japan, but he also pulled some of the vote from Dr. Mahmoud. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
Guests are ready.
Yes, my guests are in. We'll engage them. We'll do a bit of postmortem of the NPP presidential primaries. My name is Mohammed. You're welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV. I am Mohammed. It's now time for the breakfast review, and my guests have joined me. This morning, I've been joined by Kodjo Dapila. He's Member of Parliament for the good people of Jirapa, and he's also a Vice Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament. Nana Kwabena Mensah Abrampa Mensah. As Programs Manager, Team Lead Security Sector, Local and Urban Governance for CDD Ghana. And Kodjo Poku is a member of the NPP Communications Team. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
It's good to have you.
Very good morning, too. I mean,
Kodjo, you are very confident weeks ago when I engaged you here.
Months and weeks ago.
Yeah, that, well, there's no if, there's no but. Dr. Bawumia was going to win. How do you feel?
Well, very well. I mean, vindicated, joyful. All the words that I can think of, I spent yesterday just at home, my feet up on social media, doing a bit of neck pressing. Very important to basically remind certain people. Because, look, and I want to take this opportunity to say a happy good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the one that nobody gives a lot of credit to, Hajia Samira.
Oh,
She's the epitome of when we say that behind every man, behind every successful man, there is a successful woman. And we don't give her credit enough. Hajia Samira did a wonderful campaign for the husband. And wherever she went, people appreciated the message. And, the two of them, look, I can't wait to see them as president and first lady of this country. But, look, good morning to them. But the most important thing is that we fought a good fight, and the result is here for everybody to see that Dr. Bawumia is indeed loved by the party. He said yesterday that this is the most qualitative results than the previous one, because you see the spread where he won, the numbers, even in Eastern region where we had Brian, right? He got more than 51.3% in the Eastern region, which shows that Brian, with all his might and all campaign in the Eastern region, Doctor went into Eastern region and beat Brian for 51%. Central region, we were able to push Kennedy down below 50%. Kennedy got 47% in the Central region. So Doctor did very well in the Central region this time around. Then you go to the Ashanti, the beloved Ashanti, he did very well in Ashanti, improved on his numbers compared to the previous. Then across board, the most important thing is that areas that we feared, because Ken had reps, coordinators that were from there, and they were to deliver those constituencies for Ken. We won in all those constituencies. The famous Teka constituency in Shaeso, we won. Our win, we won. Jojo Rocky's constituency, we won. Bekwai Kwatin constituency, we won. So look, we did well, and the team did marvelously well. I don't want to start mentioning people who did well, but overall, everybody did their absolute best, and we are grateful for their work. And for me, this morning, the Bawumia 2028 work starts.
I'll pick from where he ended. I repeatedly said here that the most important thing is what lies ahead of us. It's not what we are doing internally. So the most important thing that the MPP going forward should think about is what next? What happens in 2028? Because the battle was not for Brian and Doctor, but for Ghanaians at large. So, and I appreciate the messages that came from the other four contestants. Unlike the previous elections that we had dissenting views, anger in expression, and acceptance of the results. Yesterday's speeches were not like that. And I, in particular, was waiting for what Ken would say, knowing him for his harsh stance and sometimes somebody who does not fade away from his beliefs. But he was the first person to accept and also urge his people to rally behind the MPP. And the statement from him I like most was the fact that it isn't about Ken and Bawumia, it's about MPP. So they need to capitalize on those statements. And all of them did say the same thing. Kwabena, Dr. Educhum, and Brian, they said almost the same thing. What's important is how does the party capitalize on these statements and start the unity talk from now. As he said, it starts from today. But my congratulations go to the executives who manage the elections.
Right.
There are two issues in every internal elections: the contestation around the voter register and the managers from the head office who manage the elections. And I did say here that from the beginning, the behavior, the utterances, and the positions of those people will affect the campaign. And as soon as the General Secretary came out with the press statement that they should be independent as possible, then I realized that, yes, this campaign is going to be devoid of people thinking of manipulation. So I like that stance. And also now, for the first time, you never heard of any conversation about the voter register in previous elections, even a day before. A camp will say albums and other things, manipulation. Even though we heard semblance of that, people said some names have been deleted, have been cancelled. It wasn't as spontaneous as those we had in previous elections. So kudos to the organizers of the election from the MPP. Kudos to all the contestants, especially the acceptance speeches that hingered on peace talks and unity. And I believe if they continue from this pace, then the MPP will be united for 2028.
What should be the posturing of Dr. Bawumia? He has about 2.5 years or even more for the 2028 elections. He has a huge task, uniting the rank and file.
The contestant have made his work a bit easy. Unlike the 2023 post-contest speeches, this time they've made his work. You realize when you followed Kone Japon's acceptance speech in his campaign premise, some people were saying no, we will never vote for Doctor. He said no, it's not about me, it's about MPP. So I believe the contestant have made his work easier. It behoves on him to quickly talk to the party executives to start the unity talk from now. That's the only thing. When you look into, I was doing the analysis of the 2024 polls here with you, and you realize I said, and people just don't take me, the NDC did not win the election, the MPP lost the elections. And when you look at the turnout from especially Ashanti region, you saw the reduction of votes. It means people dissented. People did not vote. Why didn't they vote? Are those sentiments still within them? How do we move forward to clear the minds of the people so that we are able to make up the numbers? So this is what it should be on the agenda of the Bawumia campaign team from now. Not only for these elections, but all the issues that culminated in the 2024 election, that we had reduced numbers, especially in places like the Ashanti region. So they need to work on those things to ensure that in elections it's numbers. So anything that happened that reduced the vote, they need to work on it. So as he said, it starts from today.
Curtis.
Yes.
Your party seem to be invested in this particular contest. Why?
Oh no!
It
was just propaganda from the MPP side. The truth of the matter is that we all know Dr. Mohammed Bawumia was going to win. We know that very well. You see, I worry for Dr. Mohammed Bawumia.
Why?
This is not the results that an opposition flag bearer should be jubilating or celebrating over. I'll tell you why. If we take Professor Mills, I want to give you a bit of history. Professor Mills, when he stayed a comeback, he got an overwhelming endorsement from his party, and that eventually made him president. If we take Nanado, when he wanted to stage a comeback by way of contesting the last primaries that he won convincingly. If we take President John Dramani Mahama, in 2019, President Mahama did 95.2% of the votes to be elected NDC flag bearer. In 2023, President Mahama did 98+%. This is how you garner the votes if you are a popular flag bearer. But you see, if we check Dr. Mohammed Bawumia, he dropped from 61 to 56. 56. It should be a worry to them. It tells you that internally, Dr. Mohammed Bawumia is not that popular within his own party. And that is, look, and I tell you that when it's like, if you want to add Kennedy Ajapon's votes, add Dr. Brian's votes, add the others' votes, you are talking about out of the 110,000 plus votes that Dr. Mohammed Bawumia got, You are talking about some almost 90,000 of people who don't believe that he should lead the party. And that is a worry. Oh, why? Add the figures. I'm saying that almost 90,000.
It's not even up to 70,000.
How?
What do you mean how? I'm telling you, the total 196,000 vote cast. Somebody gets 110,000. The balance is 80,000 to be shared among the rest. So how is that 90,000?
Okay, so I am telling you that if you add the rest, you are talking about
about 85,000.
About 85,000.
Yes.
About 85,000 people who don't believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should lead the NPP, and that should be a worry for them.
That's democracy.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but it's democracy.
Yes.
Democracy
Yours is not democracy. 95% is not democracy.
Why?
This is democracy.
Why? No. You are talking of. You are trying to. You are electing a flag bearer of a party that will compete with other persons, and I'm saying that this is a former vice president, two times. This is a former flag bearer. And yet this is his performance. And I'm saying that when it's like this, reconciliation itself becomes a problem. It means that many people within the MPP rank and file do not believe in his leadership, even though he has secured victory. You understand? And I'm saying that it's just something that I'm throwing out there for your part. You should look at how to at least reconcile and make moves. For us, we are ever ready, we are ever prepared, and we know that the NDC will emerge again in 2028 with whoever that is the flag bearer of the party. We have no doubt about that because we believe that the current government is, doing all the things that they couldn't do when they were in power.
Okay.
You understand? What are you coming to say again? That fuel prices is not down, that you will be able to manage the forest better, that food prices are now down. Ghana is at least, we are not saying that we are the best, but at least Ghanaians are feeling the impact of President Mohammed's government and the NDC. And that's why I believe that whoever the MPP bring, now that they have their flag bearer, whoever we choose, I tell you that the NDC will still win power in 2028. So they have brought my senior brother to still come and suffer. But it's good that he is the flag bearer. As for politics, sometimes you don't contest to win. You don't contest to win. So I believe that where he has gotten to, he's also demonstrated that, well, he is the most popular amongst them. But I worry because if you drop from 61, I mentioned all the flag bearers that contested and won elections as opposition leaders. This is not the percentages they scored before they won elections. That's why I went back to Professor Mills. I went back to, what's the name? President John Dramani, President Nanado, President John Dramani Mahama. Check the figures they got. The parties endorsed them overwhelmingly. And it tells you that, look, it means that everybody was ready to market them for power. And that is why President Nanado eventually won elections. Professor Mills eventually won elections. President Nanado eventually won elections. President John Dramani Mahama eventually won elections. But for you to even drop, getting 61% the other time, and now even getting 56%, it should be a worry for my brother and everybody in the NPP.
The contestants.
I don't even know why you want to entertain this conversation. Look, let me say something.
Let me finish. It doesn't matter who are the people opposing you. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that no matter the people opposing you, but you need to show some prowess that, look, you are popular within the party.
But if the results still show that he is popular.
I am saying that
you are talking about the numbers.
The numbers. The popularity that...
The numbers from which perspective?
Oh, the numbers...
He got 56.
I am saying...
The closest contender got 23.
To opposition leaders,
how is that close?
How they emerge stronger within their party. He hasn't been able to demonstrate that. In terms of popularity...
Let me say something.
In terms of acceptability.
Okay.
Look, Lily, if you are an opposition leader, even parliamentary primaries, if you don't secure a certain percentage, reconciliation becomes so difficult for you. It means that, you see, all that we are doing, Dr. Bawumia's problem is not even the NDC. Dr. Bawumia's problem, it is the MPP. That's what I'm saying that. So it means that within the party, and out of the total number of valid votes cast, some almost 90,000, when I say 90,000, I just got the figure, 85,000 plus, do not believe that he should lead them. You understand? So that means that if you add the others, their votes, 85,000 minus 110,000, it is just how many?
No,
just
but the people who voted were over 200,000.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the total valid votes, if you take Dr. Bawumia's 110,000 and you add the other person's votes, which is also around 85,000 plus, it tells you that internally, a good percentage of MPP's rank and file do not believe that Dr. Bawumia should lead the party. And that should be a warning.
That is your conclusion.
That is not, you see, the NDC, my sister.
It's not my conclusion. It's an analysis that they should take on board and look at how they can work things around.
Okay.
Otherwise, I am telling you that it is not, Dr. Bawumia is not that popular within the MPP that people are touting. Looking at the figures, looking at the results, it's a fact. Okay. Anybody who trust this, you do that at your own peril. And I'm telling you that Dr. Bawumia that I know will have to be looking at how to bring people on board, how to penetrate, how to look at, he should be looking at how to bring certain people on board and all of that. It's a big task for him. So those who are on television, TikTok, pressing necks and teasing people, they should be worried about that. When you eventually do that, you can't even reconcile.
Well, you see, he's using the wrong word.
Okay.
It's not about popularity. It's about democracy and diversity. Everybody took their message to the delegates. Doctor took his message to the delegates. In the fierce contest as we had, right, with the kind of caliber of people, the NDC have never had such a contest. Look, in Akankasam, we say, Yawi Tuntun Sansaino, Akanaba. The NDC is yet to do the Tuntun Sansain. So they should just be silent small and look within and worry their own worry. Because for us, we have crossed the biggest hurdle. We had a very steep contest, a contest where Doctor was faced with all odds. In fact, if you look at the latter stage of the election, the kind of people that came out, the old guards, in opposition to Doctor's candidature, right? And the most despicable things were said about Doctor. One of the things for me, the most horrifying thing that was ever said in this campaign is that he used an helicopter to go and pick the Mampusi chief to Boko. How is that possible? And you have grown men on TV and radio repeating this severally, right? That he's the cause and this is what he's done and all sorts of things. We all seen the utterances. Yes, reconciliation will be difficult because of some of the things that were said within the campaign. That's why some of us were cautioning that let's be clear on the things we say, because at the end of the day, we all have to come together and work together. If you now stand and spew certain things that hurt somebody's personality, and today you are talking about reconciliation, yes, we'll do the reconciliation. But the 85,000 people listen to diverse view. It's not about popularity. There's nobody who is more popular in this country than Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Running mate for 16 years, vice president for 8 years, flag bearer for 1 year. How can you, somebody is the only person who has done 276 constituencies 4 times. Even the NDC candidates have not done all 276 constituencies because Dr. John Dramani Mahama did not do 276 constituencies in his last election. So let's not talk about popularity. What we are talking about is a very stiff contest, but we are happy with the results because if you look at the spread, in the last election, people said that Doctor is not popular. He was basically imposed on the party. The Jubilee House, the establishment candidate, the Jubilee House marshaled everybody to vote for him. These results have basically debunked that. These results have shown that Ghanaians, the party faithfuls, across the country, from Elembele to Pusiga, he had convincing win in all constituencies, right? Yes, even in the Boko area that they claim that he can't go there to vote. Look at the votes he got in the Boko enclave. He won Pusiga, he won Boko, he won Zibila, he won Garu. I think he only lost Timpani. So how can you now say that this is not a much better result compared to 2023 when he lost most of those 6 Boko enclaves? So look, for us, we are not worried about what the NDC will say. The NDC are worried because we know what they did. We know all the efforts they went to try and elect a leader for us. They are jubilating that Dr. Dia is a cuckoo.
But how would the NDC have elected a leader
well,
for you?
there are things I don't want to say on air. But there are things I know. And there are things we fought against, right?
And these were machinations by the NDC?
Yes, the NDC, clearly. Now, look, my sister, let's not... They can downplay it all they want.
Okay.
But we knew. We had the intel and we saw it at work where they were trying to pick a leader for us. And Doctor, in his speeches, told the congregation that is it possible that you're going to go and play a football match and the opposition will pick your goalkeeper for you? And everybody said no. Doctor is the leader that we want. Now they are in a corner. Let them elect who they think they can elect. But at least the good thing is that we have our leader. 3 clear years to election. They should try and do their own and stop what NDC have never. They talk about Atamils. May God rest his soul. When he was basically anointed and enforced, and everybody now fell in line to make Atamils the flag bearer. President John Dramani Mahama came as president after the demise of the former president and basically became president and basically went into the contest. Where that contest, the founder and the wife was booed in Kumasi, right? So their contest that they've gone through, the first time they are going to go through a fierce contest is now. Let's see how they handle it. So they shouldn't come and tell us about somebody getting 95% and 2% and 3%. The kind of caliber of people that contested Dr. Baobian, they've never had any contest in the NDC where such caliber has ever contested anybody. Never. I mean, they should come and tell me which 6-term MP from their party has contested a flag bearer. Somebody who...
Bagbin contested with Mahama.
Bagbin contested Mahama when?
Yeah, in the 2019 primaries.
Sorry?
2019 primaries.
2019?
Yes, our primaries.
Before that contested?
No.
Speaker
Bagbin contested.
At what time did he drop out?
He contested. He didn't drop.
As speaker?
Yes.
Not as speaker.
Not as speaker.
He was not a speaker. Not 2019.
It's not 2019. 2019 Speaker Bagbin was speaker. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? 2019?
Which 2019 was Speaker Bagbin?
But
2019 was NDC. I'm talking of 2020 elections. So we did our primaries.
When was Bagbin speaker?
Bagbin was speaker in 2021.
But he
was member of parliament.
Bagbin was second deputy speaker and sitting member of parliament.
He was speaker of parliament.
No, he wasn't speaker.
He was not the head speaker.
He was second deputy.
He was second deputy speaker.
Yes.
And contested flag bearer.
Yes.
In 2019 with President Mahama.
Okay.
And President Mahama got 95% plus. So are you saying that
who else contested? Who else contested with Bagbin?
Dr. Dufour.
Let's move on.
So these are not people. Tell me.
I take an exception to that's my boss.
No, I'm coming. Are you telling me that Dr. Dufour, Speaker Bagbin, these are not stalwarts, these are not big people?
Let me not distract you.
You understand?
You've corrected your point. You made that point.
Let
Let me finish. Look, the point I want to make is that we have gone through our election. We have made the early move of electing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, you claim you have the Kukudams who have contested President Mahama and he got 95%. That's good. That's NDC. You're going to have another election coming this where the sitting president is not going again and all the above. I don't want to come and discuss, and we wouldn't want to try and do all the things you guys have done to try and elect a leader for us. So that's fine. You understand? The thing that we want to focus on, as my brother said, is the reconciliation. The reconciliation is key. The reconciliation would not be easy because of the things that were said. And yes, with the certain youth in the party were beginning to believe certain things because they didn't have hindsight of history. So we need to go to the grassroots and educate the youth of the party and let them believe in the message that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the only one today that we've elected that the NDC is scared of, right? Because, look, they keep making it look like he has run away, not talking about the economy. And the economy from when we read the media budget this year, when we see, right, the decline, all the mishaps, all the missteps that they are doing, that is going to now start showing face from media. The economy is going to be the number 1 conversation, and the best person to discuss the economy is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They think that they are enjoying. You had a good 2026. Sorry, you had a good 2025. But everything that you are calling out today to be good in 2025 mostly was put there by the MPP in 2024. Some of them are very expensive solutions, like the inflationary pressures that you brought down by using 56 billion Ghana cedis to mop up liquidity from the economy. The gold for reserve policy that we've put there, that you came and basically enjoyed, sold half our gold in the name of diversifying of assets. All the things we did that you have enjoyed and given yourself the Emma Council for 2025, right? 2026, by mid-year, we'll see the results that comes out. Now, Cocoa Board, they can fund the cocoa industry. I have sat in this chair and repeated this. I've been the lead on this conversation that they are collapsing the cocoa industry because the cocoa industry cannot support dollar at 10.8. They keep going at it. They are not listening as we speak.
But the dollar is not 10.8. It's not at 11 as we speak.
Well, as the last time I saw the Bank of Ghana thing, it was around 10.8. If they want to look, the equilibrium, right? We've told them and they don't listen. Dollar should be between 12 and 13. That is where the market should be. Because if Abochi is between 12 and 13, there's never been a time where the Bank of Ghana rate is 2 cedis more than the market rate, right? So if Abochi is at 12 point something, then you realize that you should be about 50% away from Abochi. But they are not listening. And the consequences of their actions are to forcing not listening. One, there's no liquidity. And your mabo must say airful, but obi and take your cameras to telling you. You see, you keep sitting here.
That will have to subject to.
My dear, you can take your cameras to my mom and my auntie sit in Tudu and they sit in Makola.
Okay.
So you can take your cameras there and ask them.
Sorry to cut you. If you're a market woman, tell us if you're also consumer, tell us whether you are not purchasing. For those of you in the market, let us know.
Will create inflationary pressures in the country. So Bank of Ghana's monetary policy is to make sure that they squeeze liquidity from this economy. But what they don't realize is that Ghana is not the United States. We need the over 5% GDP growth to succeed. In the other countries, which are the OECD countries and the developed countries, they don't need more than 5% economic growth. They are okay with 2-3% economic growth. That is why they keep inflation at 2-3%. You can't come to Ghana and try and keep inflation below 5-6% and try to have growth, right? Because the dollar is hurting industry. The exporters are losing money. The exporters are basically having to pay more because of the increased energy bills. They are paying more. But what would have cushioned them if they will export and earn a little bit more money? When their money comes in now, what happens? They are getting less for their exports. So the export indicators, when we read the media budget, let's look at manufacturing and industry. That will give an indication of the slowing of the economy. So they came and inherited an economy which they are not fueling it because they want to keep inflation down, right? and that will show us in the media budget. But we'll get there. I mean, I'm sure I'll be sitting here for us to discuss it. But the most important thing is that they shouldn't be too happy. The economy is going to be the number one conversation going into the next election, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the best person for us to do that conversation with.
Is he a prophet of doom?
Let me address that. This is not the first time I'm being called that on other platforms, prophet of doom. It's not prophecy of doom. Economy is a science, right? It is not a people's imagination. It's not people's wishful thinking. You can wishful think all you want, right? I am on record to criticize some of the things Kenofreta did in his first and second year, right? And because I saw that the way he is going about it, the borrowing, the capital market money to go to the bonds market and bring money and blah, blah, blah. Nobody is fixing the structural changes that is needed to fall this economy. A typical example, and I'll give you a time back. A typical example, let me quickly do this thing. A typical example is the dollar to the city conversation, right? It's like having a monster in your house who basically, you have two options. Either you tame that monster or you go around by basically buying containers full of meat, right? And the option the NDC has taken is that they have a monster. They don't want to tame the monster. What they want to do is basically buy 22 containers of big meat just to feed the monster. What will happen? The monster is just happy just galloping those meat. When that meat finishes, he's still a monster. The structural changes that is needed in this economy to resolve our reliability on exports and all these dollar, they've not fixed it. They've came in, we introduced a policy, they've grabbed onto it and basically using it to feed that monster. Okay? So the structural changes that is needed, he can tell me one structural changes they've done that is going to have effect in reducing our reliance on dollar. There isn't. We just basically pile up dollar, pardon ourselves that we've gotten $13 billion of reserve for 6 months or 5 months cover, and we are happy. Where is the structural changes? Where is the reset they promised us?
Paul, I'll come to you, but let me
say that my brothers in the MPP, you see, you people, you overhype Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You see, it's not us. It's not us. You made us to know the capacity of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia when it comes to the economy. It's not us. You made every Ghanaian to know that he is the economic messiah. And he was in charge. He came into power with his boss. And they had good 8 years to ensure that fuel prices goes down, to ensure that prices of, let me tell you something. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you guys need to take him, go back to the round table and have some conversation with him. If you want to still continue...
Conversation on what?
Yeah, conversation about the manner in which they hype him. Ghanaians can categorically state that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia disappointed everybody. It's the reason he lost the elections the way he lost. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in the last elections...
Bro, there's a next one coming. Let's focus on that one.
I'm coming. It's the reason he lost the elections the way he lost. Because you people overhyped the man. Then all of a sudden, instead of talking about economic issues, it was about digitalization. You understand? And that is what you are still doing on this platform. Look, the NDC is never afraid of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay.
We are never. In fact, if you ask any MPP person, they will tell you, or any NDC person, they will tell you that if it is Kennedy, Kennedy will say that he wasn't in charge of governance of this country. He's never been in charge. Sure. If it's Brian will tell you that he was just a minister. If it is Edichum, he will tell you he was just a minister. You understand? These guys could actually give any candidate that the NDC will be elected a run for incumbency. But for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the MPP, the fact of the matter even is that what my brothers don't even know is that it won't even about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The MPP is not popular. Listen, the MPP is not popular as you people are thinking. And the MPP will lose the next elections, whether with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, whether with Brian or any of them who was contesting the elections, their flag bearership elections. The party is not popular. What are they coming to tell Ghanaians? He's saying that we are lying that prices of goods and services is not reduced and people are not purchasing. It's not true. But Lily, why do you see shortage of transport trotros in town? What is the cause of it?
You think it's over
many
patronage?
People, yes, over patronage.
Okay.
Over patronage.
So why are you arresting the drivers? Why are you arresting the drivers then?
Why are we arresting the drivers?
Yes.
Why we are asking they should reduce prices. Their union. It's not us.
So the
it's
reason
not
is not over patronage.
Let me tell you something. It's not us. Their unions have come out that petrol have been reduced. They should reduce prices. So they are charging illegal fares. It's not us that is enforcing it. You understand? Is it not true that are we not now buying fuel less than 10
cedis?
10 cedis a liter?
That's true.
That's very true. Look, go to markets now. Even this Christmas, people couldn't even get transports to go to their communities. If you didn't even book a ticket early, because many people, because the economy is good now, many people needed to go home for Christmas and New Year.
Okay.
You understand? The business town was choked. Unlike 2024, you didn't see that. 2023, you didn't see that. You understand? So for my brother to say that people are not buying things, it's not true.
Okay.
That is, when you say this, you can say that on TV, but in reality, when you go to the ground, look, it's true that oil prices have dropped. It's true that prices of rice have dropped. Prices of maize have dropped. Even the farmers are now crying, asking government to look for a market for them. You understand?
So there's a glut.
So food is cheap. Food is cheap now in Ghana. So what are we looking for? This is all that the ordinary Ghanaian want. It's not to give us so much money in our pocket, but at least affordability. Now there's that affordability because the economy is now being managed well. Look, structural Ghana's economy, when the finance minister was asked, what are you doing special as by way of a finance minister, you and your governor? He said, my brother, it is simply physical discipline. It's simply physical discipline. We will not spend so much money, millions of dollars to dig a hole. We will not do that. We will build schools. You understand? Look, he said that we didn't do anything different from what they left. We did many things. In the last budget, they cap GHOne. They cap Common Fund. They cap NHIA Fund. We are capped.
Okay. So you mean that they did, and you have.
You understand? Okay. And because now go to the assemblies and see the monies that they have sent to my assembly within just 2 quarters under President Mahama is far more than all the 8 years monies that they've sent to my assembly and the MPP. So how were you going to develop the people of Jirapa? How are you going to develop the people of Jirapa? Now assemblies now have money to build schools, to build church compounds, to procure furniture, to run the day-to-day administration of the assemblies. They couldn't do that. GHOne could only do less than 3 billion because they cap it. They even mortgage it for a loan. Today, in 2026 budget, we are doing almost 10 billion. GHOne is collecting 9.6 billion to support education. You are saying that we are not working.
Okay. Let me stick to...
keep claiming that we mortgage the thing for a loan, which is clear contravention of the law. Why haven't they done anything about it? Because they keep spewing. What have they done? No, I'm saying you guys are saying that the Common Fund was used as mortgage for a loan.
GHOne. I said GHOne. I didn't say Common Fund.
Common Fund. Yes.
Oh, the GHOne.
Yes, I said
was
GHOne.
used as a loan.
They mortgage it for a loan. Your people.
Okay.
And eventually cap it.
Let me touch briefly on the issue of monetization. I'm sure, Kodjo, you saw videos of some of your delegates ranting that, well, we will not vote because we're waiting for a certain person's T and it didn't come. Based on that, we're not going to vote. Let me hear.
I thought you were going to start from Kodjo on that, then I'll come in.
I want to hear from you.
You want to hear the independent view?
Yes, then
yes, Lily, I told you here that the bridge between supporting candidates' transportation and using money to buy their votes need to be clearly defined. I saw the videos that a certain lady had opened the envelope and she was counting 200 notes. I think about 600 or 800. I don't know where the person comes from to come and vote, whether that was TNT, fetish. But when it comes to Kodjo, our definition for what do we call it? Monetization, inducements does not take care of supporting candidates for transportation to the base. We count that as inducements. And who gives that? If it was going to be supporting candidates, we think the party must have that arrangement so that one candidate cannot use that to his advantage to do that. So, for example, if Kwabena cannot have money to support voters to go and vote, and doctor can do that, what do you think will be the grounds? So for us at Kodjo, if it was going to be a structured one, that because we cannot bring, that's why elections administration in Ghana said, set up the polling station as close as possible to the voter. That's the principle of elections in the country. But if in any case, that because of the numbers you cannot do that, then the party as a party will arrange transportation for those who cannot transport themselves to the station. If you allow the individual candidates to do that, there's going to be certain advantages to the people who can afford. So as I saw it, and that's why I said, yes, there was money changing hands at the primaries. And it's not only this election. All elections that we've had in the country, whether parliamentary primaries, presidential primaries, even electing constituency executives, you see that. And that's why we did a special research on campaign financing, and you see where it is. I mean, we are going a tangent. If we are not careful, get to a point that if you don't have money, you cannot contest. And we need to speak against that in any elections. Yes, so it did happen, but they claim it was transportation. Given by who? That's the problem.
Well, some names were mentioned.
Well, it was transportation, but for me, clearly, the party needs to take a look at it because we saw the video of the people who were out displaying it. I think we can identify them. We need to get to the bottom of some of these things. But it was for transportation. The thing that everybody is talking about is that, okay, if I pledge a certain amount of transportation, should the other candidate pledge it as well? And that is where I think the party should come in to coordinate it. You end up having too much in the pot because maybe I will pledge transportation to everybody. And everybody will be like, okay, some people use some of that money that apparently came for the breakfast. We saw that in some polling stations, they have done breakfast for the people and all that. And there was water, because we have to now go and get canopies and chairs because there were long queues. And some of those monies that went was for logistics and all that. But when you now have to look at people clearly standing in a corner and say that, look, I'm looking for somebody who's supposed to give me, if not, I won't vote. Those are the ones we need to weed out. Because clearly, a majority of the people voted happily and freely, knowing that they want to elect a leader for the party. But some people, they think that their role as delegates of the party is to collect in certain benefits here and there before they vote. I have spoken to, in the past, not now, in the past I've spoken to Justin Kodjo. There was one incident where I think Alan went somewhere during the last 2023 campaign and gave somebody money. And the person did a video and saying that, hey, say na buy the money and Sanko Brebi will come again. You know, clearly saying that what you gave me...
It has become an entitlement.
Yes, which is wrong and bad. Okay, and it's not good for our democracy. That is why, for me, I think that the MPP is going to go into the internal elections from next month. If you are a polling station executive and you don't have the will, you don't have the feeling that you want to help the party grow and you want to do the door-to-door to disseminate the party's message, and your own is to just sit and wait for people to give you money without sacrifice, okay, then don't contest, okay, because you need people at the base who are selfless. Right. People at the base who wants to do work and see the party grow. Yes, we spoke, the Dr. Baumia campaign spoke about Edidija, okay, because clearly they are the base. They work hard for us to come into power. Then some people become ministers and chop and leave them. So clearly, you see
this
some.
This is their pound of flesh.
Yeah, so they say that, okay, tomorrow maybe and then the engine is here. So everybody eats the fish. It will not be enough. So you only to smell it and just use the smell to eat. Even that is what it is, right? There isn't enough fish, but we just have to smell the fish. Let everybody smell the fish, right? So that is what Doctor wants to work on, and that is why he came up with this welfare database system that he talked about. And it looks like everybody has bought into it. That's why they've retained him. Look, there is going to be a new MPP.
Okay.
Let's not anybody kid themselves. There's going to be a new MPP. Okay. And we've gone around the country and assured the delegates that things are going to change. But the change also starts from them. These things have to stop. For me, I clearly don't think it's good for democracy.
Okay, Cletus, this is something that your party clearly also need to learn lessons from.
Well, monetization of our politics is something that I have always said is not sustainable. The two political parties, they know that very well, and yet we are into it. And it's as a result of bad politics. Bad politics. I don't blame any delegate. No delegate will ask a flag bearer that give us this amount of money. If not, we won't vote for you. No. We carry the monies to them. We want to show that we are more concerned about their welfare than others. So what I will not do by way of inducement, monetary inducement, my opponent will go and do it so that I will look bad. Yeah, so that's why I said that for monetization in our body politics is as a result of bad politics that both parties are engaged in. You understand? But Lily, to be honest with you, my brother knows when it comes to monetization, using money in our body politics, the MPP. The MPP are the pay setters.
Kodjo, what does your data say?
I am telling he can confirm that. He can confirm that.
Who is the he?
Kodjo
or me?
Kodjo has some data.
I am telling you, let me tell you, if you want check from Rawlings regime, check the orientation of NDC. That is why even from 81, check the NDC gurus that we have had. How many of them money? From revolution, from PNDC, where we're not a democracy, where people could have money, yet our leaders don't have that kind of money that MPP leaders have.
Stop that one.
I am telling you.
That's subjective. That's subjective. That's a very subjective conversation.
Even today,
please.
Your party
very
people,
subjective conversation.
Check us. We still don't have money like you people have.
Because your people took the money and took it away. Please
no,
stop that. It's a subjective conversation.
Let me. So all that I'm saying is that monetization is as a result of bad politics, which I think that both parties should come back to the drawing table and reflect, do a sober reflection, and stop inducing the voters with money. That is what can help all of us. If not, our democracy is not sustainable. Really, if you go to tell anybody today that you want to contest elections, the first thing the person asks you is, do you have money? You understand? Do you have money? That is the first question they ask you. And why should it be so? You have capacity, you have brains, you have good plans for your people. And they will tell you nobody is those plans. We need money. And the question I also ask, sometimes I ask delegates is that, how sustainable is the money? How sustainable is the 500 cities, is the 1,000 cities, is the 200 cities? How sustainable? They are not sustainable. The people need sustainable ventures, livelihood. And
I think that then we should agree with the point Kodjo makes that people feel that I am left out of the national cake. Once I vote for you, you go there, you are seemingly enjoying, and you leave me out. So once you are coming back for my vote, then I'll ask for my pound of flesh.
Let me tell you, even with that, no delegate will ask you. They don't say that bring us this amount of money. It is just bad competition amongst aspirants.
Right.
It's bad competition. No delegate. Look, if all the aspirants goes to them and say that, look, I don't have money. I have ideas to develop. I can create jobs. This is how I can give you jobs. This is how I can empower you, women. This is how I can empower the youth. I can do this to construct, to give you good roads. I can create dams to give you dry season, jobs. I can do this. Then, like the three of us are contesting. Then we all go with the message. Then say, okay, I've come to visit you. I can give you 1,000 cedis for water. because I gathered you to talk to you. He goes there and give 1,000 cedis. He goes there and give 1,000 cedis. You understand? They will elect the best amongst us. But when I go and give 1,000 cedis, my brother Paul will find out. He will find out before he gets there. He will ask, how much did Cletus give? Then they say 1,000 cedis. He will go and say, he will go and give 2,000. My brother will go. As he is going, he wants to show that he is the man with the biggest, pocket. Then he goes and say that I'm dropping 5,000. That is where the monetization set in. So I am saying that the political actors should look at how do we do away with this monetization. It's from us. It's not the delegates. Really, if you see me and give me 100,000, I will take. If you don't give me, I can't take it from your pocket. I can't force to take it.
Okay.
You understand? So it is not the delegates. It is bad politics we are doing. We those that should know.
So
we are the one doing the bad politics.
What about the videos that we've seen where the people have voted, but they are going around looking for someone to collect their money? What about that one? You are saying that nobody gives...
Because they've given to others.
They've been giving assurance.
Because they've given to others.
Let me take
it
a
happened.
break.
It happened. Because they've given to others. So they will have to also go and take.
He said, if you look at the numbers, NPP gives money. NPP has been highly engaged in monetization than the NDC.
No, anytime they start doing scoring, who does the highest? I laugh. Because in that the money and politics data that we collected, we interviewed both sitting and MPs who have finished their tenure. And as he said, the headache among all of them, including the party executives, is how to stop that.
Okay.
The headache, even at the MPs, those who are in parliament and those who have ended their tenure, their headache is how to stop it. And the key issue that ran through all the interview is trust. That even if the party executives call us and say, don't do it,
they will still go.
They don't trust each other.
Yes.
So then, as he said, somebody will ask his organizer at the first, how much did Kodjo give? He said 500. Add 50 cities. So the trust is there. So that's why Dr. Kodjo Asante, who is the manager, Kodjo secretary, is saying that we're trying to fashion a program that will have only the MPs and the party executive find out how best we can deal with this issue. It's something that Kodjo executive is thinking about that because it is good that the parties themselves accept it's not a good agent we are going.
To cancel the delegate system is the best way to go about it.
So it's a headache for all of them.
It will not help.
Talk about the NDC as well.
The delegate system,
the NDC says if you are an appointee,
okay,
Cletus. The NDC says if you are an appointee and you want to contest any party position, resign from your position 6 months prior. We'll take that after this break. Stay with me. I am Lily Mohammed. Now, for those, we're in the month of love, interestingly. For those of you who want to give your significant others beautiful gifts, let me tell you some of the gifts you can give them. Now, Caveman Erotica is not just a watch, it is a confession forged for the bold and worn by those who understand that luxury is not loud but deliberate. Every curve, every finish, every measured second speaks to intimacy, power, and unapologetic self-expression. This is time stripped of innocence. It is time dressed in intention. The Erotica collection blurs the line between precision and passion. Crafted with obsessive attention to detail, it reflects a life lived fully, late nights, deep conversations, unspoken glances, and moments that linger longer than the clock allows. Caveman Erotica is for the man who does not chase attention, he commands it. For the woman who understands that elegance can be seductive. For those who know that luxury is not about excess, but about presence. On the wrist, it whispers confidence. When you walk in the room, it announces arrival. This is time reimagined, this is desire engineered, and this is Caveman Erotica. Own the moment, control the time, indulge the allure. Caveman Watches always says, be remembered. To purchase, visit www.cavemanwatches.com, www.cavemanwatches.com, or simply call or send a WhatsApp to the number 0558552046, 0558552046 to purchase yours today. Now, you're a young entrepreneur, a woman building something remarkable, or running an SME ready to expand across borders. This is your moment. Under the patronage of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic, and in partnership with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Africa Prosperity Network presents the Africa Prosperity Dialogue 2026. This is under the theme Empowering SMEs, Women and the Youth in Africa's Single Market. Innovate, collaborate, and then trade. This all-important African meeting takes place at the Accra International Conference Center from 4th to 6th of February 2026. So in 2 days, it commences. And the 3-day Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026 will be accompanied by the Projet Afrique exhibition, and the event will culminate with the Africa Prosperity Champion Awards and Gala Night at the Kempinski Hotel on February 6, 2026. Network with leading investors, access real funding, and learn how to trade across Africa's market of 1.5 billion consumers. This is not just another conference, it's an avenue to continental success. Register now at africaprosperitynetwork.com, or you can send a WhatsApp to the number 0536098325, 0536098325. Now, for those of you who want more gift ideas, Gold Board Jewelry is your preferred choice. It is pure Ghanaian gold crafted into eternal elegance. It is from the heart of our soil to the soul of your style. Gold Board Jewelry weaves heritage artistry with modern luxury. Every piece whispers stories of tradition, beauty, and unmatched excellence. Now, Gold Board Jewelry is pure. It is locally sourced Ghanaian gold. It is artistry that honors heritage while embracing contemporary luxury. It is timeless pieces designed to elevate every moment. Now, just so you know, we have locations dotted across the country. On the Kimbu Road, we have one at Diamond House. It's the number to call us is 0555-810-005, 0555-810-005. In Osu, we have one on the Oxford Street. The number to reach us on is 0556-771-438. In East Legon, we also have a showroom located on the Otele Avenue. The number to reach us is 0553-163-811. On the Spintex Road, we have a showroom at the Marina Mall. To reach us, you can call the number 0556-771-414. In Tema, we equally have a showroom that is located at Community 11. The number to reach us is 0556-771-415. We have two showrooms in Kumasi. We have one at the Apoma Arcade and one at the Prempeh International Airport. At the Apoma Arcade, you can reach us on 0556-771-416. And at the Prempeh International Airport, you can reach us on 053-1040-808. Discover the collection that marries heritage with modern luxury. That's exactly what Gold Board Jewelry stands for. Let's come back to our conversations. The NDC says, if you are an appointee and you wish to contest any national party election, just resign 6 months prior to this contest. And I've seen a number of people share varied opinion about this. Kodjo, This is not new to you, as the NPP.
We have it in our constitution. Like that's what I said earlier. You know, do you know what Tontun Sansan is? Because I forgot to ask you if you knew what Tontun Sansan is. You know what Tontun Sansan is? So the proverb I gave, you don't understand it. Say Yari Tontun Sansan Naba na Akanaba. You understand what that means?
No.
Okay. So Tontun Sansan is that when you see kiti, the drumming, there's a metal which is hit with a stick. So you have a metal which they use with a stick. Okay, so the metal is called Tontun Sansan. When you eat that, that's the metal you've eaten. Stick in it, they say it's cocoa, right? Okay, so to it, I said earlier that we, the MPP, have gone through the worst. The NDC is yet to go through some of these things. Now, you've seen the announcement that if you want to be contest for local, the party positions, you have to resign 6 months, and it's creating a lot of upheaval in the party. I don't see how anybody wants to be an executive in the government and still want to be part of the party, because what time would you get to do both, right?
Yeah.
And in instances where people have used some of these executive positions to now remove certain people in the party. So it doesn't work well when you now marry the two. The party structure is supposed to be independent to the government structure. That is why I always keep saying that we should be able to get to a point in Ghana where we educate the citizenry to understand that the party is different from government. But we tend to marry the two, and everything we accuse the government, we accuse the party. But clearly, when you look at MPP, when we're in power, the Jubilee House was manned by the president, and our Asylum Down head office, which is the party head office, is manned by the party chairman and the general secretary.
Sure.
Two of them, two independent structures. But unfortunately, we live in a democracy where we've married the two, and it seems like one piggyback of the other. What everybody wants, and you remember recently we amended our constitution to make the chairman the leader. Of the party, right? So that in the steering committee, the president now doesn't sit in steering committee. And a lot of people are like, hey, this thing you guys have done, you know, that kind of thing, because you guys sit in cabinet. So why don't you want the president to sit in steering committee? It's to bring some level of checks and balances. We believe, and I think that's how parties should run. The day-to-day running of the party should not include the presidency. Then at the next level, which is our deck, and with the NDC is called FEC, at that level, the president sits, right? And there, certain major decisions are taken. So the day-to-day running is without the presidency. But when you want to take major decisions, you take it to NEC or FEC in the case of NDC to now get it approved. But that ongoing consultation between party and presidency is continuous. You can never run a party in government without that continuous dynamic communication between the two. And what we are seeing, we've heard other personalities on radio saying that the president was never informed of the decision and it was an afterthought. But the NDC is kicking back to say that, look, the presidency was informed, they sat, they had a meeting. But for me, to move democracy to a different level, we need to get to a point where people who wants to do party business should do party business. People who wants to do government business should do government business. If you want to now move from government to do party business, then clearly resign ahead, which is what the NDC is saying 6 months to. It's just to deepen the democracy for the both leading parties in the country.
I'll come to you, Paul, but let me hear from the NDC.
Well, I totally support the call.
Let's go. Okay.
For appointees to resign if they want to contest elections within the party. Lily, currently as we talk, most of our regional officers, national officers, have taken appointment and they are in government.
That's true.
Most of them. If you go to now, I always say that we don't even have party now. I've always said that we don't have a party now.
Well, at least you have your general secretary.
What I'm saying, it is not, you see, the job cannot be done by a few people. It's not for nothing that we have all the officers structured in the party constitution. If you take every party strength is on youth wing, women's wing. Our national youth organizer is gone. The 2 deputies are all gone. Our women's wing, the women organizer is gone. Her deputy is gone. They left with 1 deputy. You go to the organizing unit, they left with only the organizer. The 2 deputies are all gone. I can count and count and count. If you come to the region, people who were regional executives, they have taken positions, they are in Accra. So when do you leave Accra to go to Upper West, to go and do party work, leaving your mandatory government duties? Lily, it is simply logic for everybody to do the needful. You don't even need anybody to tell you that this is what you should do. In any case, the offices that these people are manning, those offices alone is overwhelming. Many people, when you ask them, some tell you, oh, the work is involving, I'm busy. Just the office alone. You are busy. You want to add party work too. Abba. Why? This is not something that anybody needs to tell any appointee. So any appointee, let me tell you, some of the appointees today who are thinking or were thinking of contesting party positions, it is because they have positions today in government that they think that they can mobilize resources more than other people. That's the only reason. Why didn't they contest in the last election when we were in opposition? Why is it now that you are in government? There are people today, if they get the opportunity, because they are in government, they think they can mobilize resources better than others. So we can now contest elections. When we were in opposition, where were they? They could have contested elections. Today, you think that your party has given you position. Somebody don't have anything. You think you should keep that and still go and take another one. Please, let's stop that thing. I don't support it at all. You are a human being. Opportunity cost. Take one. Let somebody also take one. You cannot have the two.
You cannot eat your cake and have it.
You can have it. And even look, the job itself is stressful. Unless you don't want to work, you want to take the 2 positions and do what you want to do. And in that case, the party will suffer. Go around all the regional party offices. Go around and see which offices that you see there. The party offices are all closed down. I am telling you, the regional offices, nobody goes there. Nobody goes there because they took positions in government and they are busily doing government activities. So when will you leave government duties, government job, and go and work for a party? The party people. The reason why NDC we won power is because our executives were accessible. They were all over the place. Party foot soldiers could access them. Today, by virtue of the fact that some of them are even in government, party foot soldiers feel they can't even access you. Now you come back from Accra to, say, Bolga, and go and take a position. Look at the distance. When do you travel to Upper East to go and do party work and come back? Party people want to assess you. You are not there. You are busy in your office by way of government job. So party foot soldiers cannot assess you. Then you think that we should still allow you to come and take a party position because you are also now in a position where you can.
Now you're well resourced.
You are well resourced. You understand? And I think that is unfair. Any appointee who is thinking or having this mentality should change his mind and realize that, look, this is not the way to go. Anybody can work for the party. Anybody can work for the party. You are lucky that you have the blessings of the president and you are in government. Also be content with that. Let another person also play a role. If you think that you want to serve the party very well, resign so that they appoint somebody there. Probably you even go unopposed. Do you understand? Maybe you even go unopposed. If you resign, probably somebody wants to contest a particular position. Maybe when you resign from your position, the person too at the party headquarters or region will say that, oh, I'm resigning. I want this place. So you come and go unopposed. As simple as that. You understand? So for this one, anybody that is contesting it, and I'm telling you that, look, Lily, if we do that, we are going to polarize the governance of this country. If we allow party frontliners to take party positions or to take positions in government and you have not resigned and you want to continue, what's the difference? You understand? That will also polarize our governance, which we shouldn't allow. And I'm happy that this decision is taken. Like I said, many people when we were in opposition, they won't even think of contesting elections. Because we are in power now, they think they are well-resourced. People think they can now mobilize resources and go and unseat people. That, I think, is unfair. Okay. If we do that, reconciliation becomes a problem. It affected in 2016. It happened. We lost this carelessly. We lost the election, Kodjo. It affected the MPP. So we should learn lessons. We should learn lessons. We should learn the good lessons, not the bad ones. So if our opponents were in government and they did it and they lost the seats the way they lost it, can't we learn lessons from it? So it's good lessons that our national executives and the presidency have identified. Okay. They said, look, let's don't do it. Our opponents did it. It messed their party up. Lily, I am telling you, somebody is in government. You all work for the party. The party has won, the party formed government. I didn't get appointment. You got appointment. Then you want to now use your office to come and remove me. You see the pain you cause to me and my people. How do you come and tell them to come and support you, the one who has won, by way of your resources? You understand? So reconciliation, I'm not surprised the NPP lost the elections the way they lost it. They polarized the ground with this kind of exercise that they allowed to happen in their party. So we are learning good practice. Okay. Let's support it. Let nobody argue over this, because anybody who wants to argue over this, I tell you, you should rethink. For what? You want to have two, somebody doesn't have even one. How? There's no special person in any party work. Anybody can work. Anybody can work.
Not a pig story.
What?
I said, Mama, I don't know.
You know. So I did they come? I totally imagine. Imagine if a district chief executive says that he wants to contest constituency chairman. Just imagine the chaos in the constituency. You understand? Imagine if a regional minister says he wants to contest regional chairman. Look at how chaotic the party will be. You understand? Look at the division. Look at the polarization. Do you understand? So I imagine if a regional minister, a cabinet minister says that he wants to contest national chairman, or I want to contest general secretary of the party. And look at the mess. So you see, people should just reason and know that it's not something anybody should even want to do.
Okay, Paul, let me hear from you.
Yes, Lily, this is one subject that anytime civil society organization raises, both parties support it. So it's something that has been on the table, but beyond the moral solution, as Honorable has painted, it's also grounded in the public ethics and also regulations. I was struggling to assess the NDC constitution, but I believe both parties don't have much difference when it comes to some of these measures. So when you go to the MPP constitution, Article 12, the selection of president, it's clear there that 6 months to the elections, you need to step down. When you go to public service, the ethics, if you're a public servant and you want to contest in politics, you need to resign from your position. I was part of the African Union delegation to Seychelles election. It's 1 year. One whole year you need to resign.
That position, didn't the Supreme Court rule on that, the public service one?
No, so it's still in force.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a very good friend who was, I wouldn't like to mention, district development planning officer. Okay. He contested, he lost, and he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. In Seychelles, it's 1 year. And there's wisdom, as my two other panelists have painted. One, and you realize it got to a point that district chief executives and MPs were always at loggerheads. Because especially where we made the district chief executive position coterminous to the tenure of the president, it means when I finish my 2 years, what's the next step? So it became a hot ground wherever district chief executives had ended their second term and they are moving on to become contest for parliamentary seats.
For job security.
For job security. So always in such constituency, you saw very heated competition between DCs and even within the same party structure competition, constituency chairmanship and DCE. So it's something that has happened over the years, and I believe that's what I couldn't assess the NDC constitution, so I don't know whether they have explicit provisions in there, but in the MPP is there. that you need to resign, put down your position before you can contest. So it's both for moral and also, as they are saying, the unity of the party and the unity for campaigning and also building bridges when it comes to that point. And it's one topic that the political parties don't contest at all when civil society organizations raise. But how do we enforce that? As I said, if the NDC doesn't have it as a provision in their constitution, then definitely they will have to put it in. Probably that's why people are arguing and contesting the release. But if indeed it's in their constitution, I don't think anybody will make face out of that. So they should make it part of their constitution and regulation so that the announcement will just be a reminder. It wouldn't be as if somebody asks, and I also heard it, why didn't you also ask the board people to also resign, because they're also mobilizing monies from resources from there to contest. When it happens that way, then it means we are protecting certain categories of people in the party. But if it's in the constitution, and the constitution has specified what categories of positions that need to resign,
then it must cut across.
Yes, the people might not attribute certain decisions to certain machinations within the executives of the party.
Let's talk about Bandai before we go. The Supreme Court has quashed the decision to rerun that particular parliamentary seat. So now we've put finality to the matter. Martin Indam is the Member of Parliament for Bandai. I started with Kodjo. Let me start with Cletus. I mean, that's your colleague in Parliament.
Thank you. Let me stoke a bit of fire here. See, the MPP elections, Dr. Brian, Honorable Kennedy Japan, Dr. Edichum, Engineer Kobinaji Japan. See, these people, they were not serious. They cheated them way before the election. So, really, somebody, the delegates that elected.
Did you say they were not serious?
Oh, they were not serious.
Now the phrase not serious is.
Let me tell you why I said that. Let me tell you why they said that. You see, when we talk of cheating, if somebody wants to cheat you, the person won't come directly and snatch your tablet from you. You understand? The person can find a way to take this tablet, and you won't even know it is the person has actually taken your tablet. Okay. You see, the election was carved to favor somebody. The electoral college that elected Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 61% is the same electoral college that they went with.
They've even added on. Actually.
You understand? You listen. You listen. So the system, the base of the party, the polling station executives, which is about 90% of the electoral college, that electoral college was the one that elected Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 61%. Now you are going to compete with the same man. And they said that let's maintain them like that. Let's maintain 90%, and you agreed. So I don't know why they were even contesting the elections. I don't know why they were contesting the elections. Now let me come to Bandai. Bandai, honestly, I know my brother Isala, whom I entered parliament with, worked so hard for the people of Bandai. He had issues with how the coalitions were done. And if you look at the issue, coalition center was changed without his notice or his agents, where the results was declared, and we all know the law. Coalition centers were identified by way of CI 127. So if you wanted to change the coalition center, you needed the consent of both parties. That didn't happen. So many things happened that he felt he was cheated. He went to court. Then the court granted that the election should be rerun. The Supreme Court of the land, which many people bastardized by way of the CJ removal and all of that, saw wisdom and said that no, Bandai should not be rerun. The elections of Honorable Nyindam should be, granted. So we can only applaud democracy here and then praise the Supreme Court for this decision. The pain of the NDC foot soldiers is that if it was yesterday, it won't happen like this. If it was yesterday, if you want to look at, many people are pained because they felt that James Gyakye Koisin was vilified, was taken through hell. And all the time, anywhere he went, unanimous, they will throw him away. Anywhere he went, any of the courts, they threw him away. Till they finally asked for a rerun, and then he went back and won again. You understand? Based on that, our party foot soldiers are not happy, which I can say it, they are not happy about that decision. But
the law is the law.
The law is the law. You understand? The law was the law yesterday, and yet people were treated that way. So I want to say that those who think that the Bafubone judiciary system will be like yesterday, it will not be like that. Bafubone is a firm person who will do the right thing at any point in time. And I'm happy that the Supreme Court, by 1-4, decided that Pandai should be granted to the MPP candidate. And it should tell all of us, this is all that we want. If the courts are polarized, then that means that we are doomed. We don't even have a democracy. The court is the only place where any poor person can run to and seek redress. So for me, if we now have a judiciary or Supreme Court that can look into people's face, people in government, look into their face and say that you don't have a case. This is the kind of Supreme Court that we'll be yearning for.
Okay. Kodjo.
But my brother wants to make it look like Supreme Court just look at people's faces and make a ruling. Supreme Court don't look at people's faces and make a ruling.
That was what was happening.
Well, that's not true. Supreme Court looks at the facts presented to them. Right? And good morning to Gary Nimakon Esquire, the most brilliant brain in law today. When the case came, Gary was very emphatic that you need to have a situation where the Supreme Court has held in the Akwatia case. The Akwatia case was held that the gazetting of the Akwatia results was on 24th December. On that day, certain constituencies were gazetted. Akwatia, Pandai, Bimbila, Walensee, right? And that was held by the Supreme Court in the Akwatia case. You cannot have a different scenario where somebody comes to court and says that 6 January is the gazetted date for Pandai. It's not possible. So the evidence in black and white that was presented to the court made it very, very, very difficult for the court to rule otherwise. It's not about
when there was an expiration of the 21 days.
Yes, because if it's if the 24th January date was held, then they had gone outside the window to present a petition, so the High Court in Daptamale had no jurisdiction to hear the case. And it was a very simple case, right? But the evidence in black and white that was presented to the court made it very, very difficult. It's not about looking at people's face. People don't just go to court and look at faces. And you see, me, I still hold belief in that judiciary system, right? I don't believe that there were time past when these things were done and there were time past when these things were done. Nothing has changed. We still have High Court judges giving Animal Kingdom ruling. We still have High Court judges giving rulings in Tamale, which for me went above the jurisdiction which they had. But we all believe that the Supreme Court is the last stop of our democracy. If that fails, we've all failed, right? And they've now given that faith back to us that, look, you bring me the evidence, I will not look on the face of the evidence and say nay. They are talking about review. Now, fine, they are more than happy to go for a review. But the most important thing is that the evidence are clear. You cannot rule on basically overturn your own decision that you've made earlier. So it was very clear. Will there be other cases where we presented very bulletproof cases to the Supreme Court and they ruled otherwise? We are yet to see. But I, Kodjo Poku, don't share that view that the Supreme Court is corrupted. Yes, it is an individual cases where maybe some cases are ruled in a certain way that people are not happy. Be it in the last 8 years, be it in the last 16 years. let's do it as an individual case basis. But for us to blanket and make it look like the judiciary is a no-go area to seek justice, then we have a problem. You understand? And that is why I had a problem with Abronia ruling when the judge gave that animal kingdom ruling, which for me, everybody and most people in the NDC also spoke against it. And the judiciary should be on notice that they are there for us. If somebody does not treat me right, that's where I come. If we don't have that confidence, then it becomes a problem. So for me, Pandai, I sat on various platforms and was very confident that we will win that case because the case in black and white was very strong.
Paul, on the score of the judiciary, will this then put the nail in the coffin, for want of a better expression, that the judiciary is not seen to be biased as was seen in the past? The past, I don't mean relative to just the Akufo-Addo administration, but even before that.
Ghanaian citizens don't have trust in Ghana judiciary. When you pick the Afrobarometer data, the trust ranking of state institutions, 10 of them, GRA, Judiciary, Parliament, Electoral Commission, the police, 10 of them. I think the judiciary trust rating is 45% among Ghanaian citizens. It might not be because of the electoral competition, but it might be because, when you go further to interrogate the Afrobarometer data, they think that when an elite or a rich man have case with a poor man, the elite is likely to get his way. So that's the perceptions of it. That's the perception out there. I always say that it's up to our state institutions to perform above negative perceptions to prove themselves that what people think about them is not what actually it is. So this is one case that is very difficult sometimes for people to accept that we are in power, yet we have had a negative ruling.
Why?
It's very difficult. I was going to Bolga, and one of the radio stations called me that a Pandai case in Tamale High Court we're going to have that's how he put it. Another by-election is on the offering. I said, why? He said, Pandai. Then I took my laptop. I said, over Pandai, when I look at the dates that the petition was filed, it's well beyond the 21 mandated dates. But don't forget there's a clause. The clause is if there's financial malfeasance that could be proven, then the case could be heard. Yeah. In the issues that was presented, there was nothing like financial malfeasance. I have about 8 issues that was presented. There's nothing like that. It was a straight case to me. Then I heard one of the NDC communicators also on radio contesting the actual date the Gazette was done. So that threw it open. So if indeed, as it said, if the Gazette was done later, then probably it's not 21 days, it might work within. So the contesting was when the Gazette was actually done. Election in Ghana, as said everywhere, is the most institution that eats law is elections. That's why we had a fisherman in 2014 throwing the whole district level elections into another phase. By Supreme Court questioning it because of a single law that they closed the nomination whilst public notification has not been gotten from Parliament. So based on that, I concluded that the Panda case was no case. But I was not sure when the gazetting was done. So when Nimakun was able to prove that it was done in addition to some constituencies, then it means the 21 days was not followed. And therefore, Lily, the Supreme Court has come out with the 2 different elections adjudication manuals, Part 1 and Part 2. We, as Kodjo, always recommend that the political parties should make it brief and use it to educate their people. The supporters, he is saying that their supporters, the lower base are not happy. They are not happy because they don't understand the parameters as which the laws work. If they can make it simplify the provisions in that manual, how to file adjudication, when to file, even procedural issues, filing processes can even annul it. So if they can make it brief, points, and distribute for education for their supporters, some of these things, the executive will not be worried. Because now they are going to say, you did not try for us. But being the executive, a lawmaker, he knows what he's contending with. But his followers who they appeal to will not understand. So I will say that adjudication manual made by the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court, the courts in Ghana should be simplified and used to educate our followers. So if certain decisions are made, they will understand and they will not attack the leadership.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
There was a quick point I need to make. My brother threw in the thing that the people were not serious. And let me address that briefly.
Okay, please do.
Look, everybody knew that the set of delegates that were being used were the same that were used before. And we saw people having research giving them 52%. We saw the prophecies giving them the victory. And they were happy. They stood in white and took the prophecies. They took in white and took the decisions made by this research. They will get 52. They go and they get 23. Why would they be? That's why everybody has come together. So,
gentlemen, thank you very much.
You see, when I say Supreme Court looking at people's face, I'm referring to the case of Jachi Kwesi. Kwesi has proof of his renunciation, and yet he was vilified the manner he was vilified in the court.
Okay, that's clear to Saidu Dapila. He's a member of Parliament for the good people of Jirapa. He's also the Vice Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament. Nana Kwabna Abrampa Mensah is Program Manager, Team Lead, Security, Local and Urban Sector for CDD Ghana. And Kodjo is an energy analyst and a member of the NPP Communications team. My name is Lily Mohammed. When we return from this break, my colleague Joshua Kodjo Mensah sits with a national patron of the NPP. Stay with us.
Well, thank you so much for staying on with us. This is still GA Today here on GHOne Television. I'm Joshua Kodjo Mensah. We'll be getting into our next conversation, but for those who already are loving MTN Free After One, let me tell you about MTN Free After One Extra, because what this means is that now you get to pay for the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk in the whole hour. Now, the good news is that within that hour, it's uninterrupted, it's smooth, there is no challenge with the communication. So if you've been enjoying MTN Free After One, this is the time to switch to MTN Free After One Extra. Get that upgrade, because you also get 50 megabytes of data after every first call in the day. And that's the beauty of MTN Free After One Extra. All you need to do is to just dial *550#. That is *550#. Follow the prompts, and voila, you are on to MTN Free After One Extra. Now, my next guest is someone who has been very instrumental within the New Patriotic Party, doing quite a lot of things to support the party. And so we'll be discussing the party's primaries over the weekend, and also get to understand her role when it comes to the party at the national level. She's a national patron of the New Patriotic Party, and she is Beatrice Owarewa Siao. But for the purposes of this conversation, I'll be referring to her more as Nanaya. Nana, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that you are very excited following what was a relatively peaceful primary over the weekend.
Yes.
So how did it go for you?
It went well. Whoever comes is whoever we support. Our allegiance is to the elephant. We want peace and democracy. And so whoever is best fit to lead the party, that's who we support. So we're excited.
And the delegates, over 56% of them believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is best fit for the party.
Yes.
So does that ring victory for you in 2028? Because it looks like that's the plan.
That's the plan, and we are halfway there.
Right. But talk to me as a national patron. What role do you play?
As a national patron meaning finances, money. So we support the party with advice, feedback, and obviously funds.
The resources, very important. But how long have you been a patron of the MPP?
4 years.
And within this 4-year period, how has the journey been?
It's been smooth. You know, I love MPP. It's a family, and it's great. I think everybody should get involved, not necessarily with MPP, but with any party. If you don't like certain leaderships, you need to be involved. So every party has their different levels. There's communications, treasury. So there's youth, women's organizations. So there's different levels within the party that you can become most useful.
And so for those who say that, well, I might like a party, but I don't want to be involved directly with the activities of the party, you advise that they should get on board, rather?
I think so. I think so. I mean, you could be part of the party, but be silent. And that's cool. You know, when it's time to vote, you vote. And you don't necessarily have to attend activities if you don't feel like you need to.
Right. Now, the big picture for the NPP now, the big task for Dr. Bawumia, who emerged winner over the weekend, and the party in general, would be the unity agenda. A lot of people have feared that that would be quite an arduous task for the party. Do you think so?
I don't think so. We are party members. You look at Ken, Brian, Educhum, and then Kwabena.
Yeah.
You look at those people. There are veteran politicians within the party, and each one brings a different flavor or a different outlook. So we all need each other in order to win. So we need to have a united front. And one thing about Ken that I like about him is that he appeals to the youth, not just MPP, but also NDC. So we can utilize that to our advantage.
But then people pessimistic about the unity agenda, especially because of how the campaigns were run. At a point, name calling, it became very rhetoric. And so quite a number of people believe that it will be difficult to mend these fences and get everybody on board. Yes, the flag bearer contestants themselves can, because they're veterans, they might find it easy. But what about their supporters? What's the plan to make sure that none of them, out of anger, leaves the party? Because you need the numbers as well.
Right, we do need the numbers in order to get victory. How I see it is, it's part of politics. The name calling is part of politics. It makes it spicy. It makes it interesting. Everybody's pegged at the end of their seat, anticipating, wow, what's going to be said next? But in the end of the day, we all love each other, and that shouldn't be a problem. Ken is still in the party. We all are still in the party. No one has left. And I like the speech that he gave after the end, is that take it cool. He's done this before. He's a veteran. So he didn't say anything that was negative, and we should look at that as a step in the right direction, as maturity and professionalism.
And so for those who are on social media saying they're deflecting to the NDC and all of that, we shouldn't take that seriously?
Wow. NDC also has their issues. They also have some people that also speak sometimes a bit harshly, but that doesn't mean you should just jump ship. You have to show a united front, and you have to be supportive. So just because one person didn't get it, tomorrow you fight another day. There's life, there's hope. 28, you didn't get it. 2032 is another time. Everything in politics is about timing. Politics is you win or you can lose. And you have to have that in the back of your mind. It's like a business. So you are taking risk.
Right. And still talking about the just primaries. Now, the money factor, the influence of money. And we recorded some instances where some people said they were not going to vote because even though they had received their transportation from Ken's camp and from Dr. Baumier's camp, someone had refused to give them what was coming from Brian, and so they were not going to vote. How much of a challenge is that for you as a party?
In order to get the best leader, the money factor, we need to stop it. We need to stop it. Because people are feeling entitled. If I don't get this 1,000 cities, I won't vote for you. But maybe this leader can push the country forward, has great ideas to unify every Ghanaian, to bring jobs to the nation, to bridge the gaps within lapses. So if you make it a money factor, it discourages people because everybody's going to ask the question, do you have money? If you don't have money, then don't campaign. And it would deter some people. So we need to stop that.
But haven't we normalized it? Because it's not just the MPP, NDC, even all the political parties that have not even won elections. We all have this problem of money playing a role in our politics.
And we need to stop it. Because if we don't stop it, it brings issues amongst us.
But really, can we?
We can. We can. They can put policies in place that if anybody is caught receiving any monies, then you are no longer to vote. They can structure it out. But like you said, people are having this, it's normalized and people are feeling entitled that I've been in the party for so long, so I should get what's due to me and what's owed to me.
Because, I mean, politically, Dr. Yawase Duchum and then Engineer Kwabene Japong, we did not hear of they giving monies to any delegate to vote. And the delegates themselves said, well, we've received from trade. That too, we know they will not give us. So, yes. So that sense of entitlement has been built among the delegates, and that's a challenge. Yeah. But looking at women representation generally, you're a woman.
Yes.
You're into the political space. You see how it's happening. We've tried severally to political parties on their own sometimes reduce their filing fees for women and all of that. But basically, What is your take on women participation?
I think it's wonderful. It's phenomenal. Right now we have a vice president. She's a female. So it says a lot. I think, women should get more active within politics, within Ghanaians, within Ghana. And they shouldn't be deterred because of the name calling or the insults. But we should bridge together and move forward because we also have ideas.
And what are some of the barriers you think prevent women from actively taking their roles?
The insults. I think that, women don't want to be talked to anyhow. Maybe that someone will say, oh, this is a man's position. And so they shouldn't use those factors to discourage them.
And for women in MPP, are you encouraged to take up positions?
I am.
And tasks?
I am.
You are, but what about the other women?
I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself.
Right.
Yes.
But John Dramani Mahama, who is president of the land, he did promise that, well, we're going to see an increase in women representation, even from his presidency and all of that. And that's where one of the reasons we saw the vice president being female, among others. How do you think it's fared?
I think it's wonderful. It's good. She's a role model, and she's encouraging other young women that one day you too can become the next vice president or president of Ghana. So it speaks volumes.
Well, Nana, I know you're not just a patron of the MPP. You are also a philanthropist. You've been carrying out a lot of projects here. Talk to me about some of these projects that you've been carrying out in the country.
So I'm a philanthropist within Asante Mampong.
Okay.
And that's where most of my projects have been commenced. So I've done a lot of projects, over 40 projects, within a span of 1 year. I removed a 40-year-old boiler, and I used my excavator and payloader, and I removed a refuse dump within 10 to 14 days.
Wow. Wow.
It was right inside the heart of Mampong, so I removed it. The area is called Apostolic. I also did boreholes for several communities, such as Kofiase and Apa. I built a KG2 block school in Asem. I created 2 VIP wards, 1 male, 1 female. And inside the rooms, state of the art. There are beds, TV, refrigerators, ACs, so that VIP clientele would feel comfortable in the hospital. I did all of this because I love Mampong, and I saw that there was disparities within the systems. And I felt that since my background, I was born in the U.S., I was raised in the U.S., educated in the U.S., I need to come home and help my people so that we too can be advanced and move forward.
So on the screens right now, we see some projects rolling there. Talk to me about this particular project.
Okay, this particular project is at Tadiem.
Okay.
And it's called Tadiem Park. Mampong, unfortunately, does not have an AstroTurf or a functional park. And that machine that you see there is my excavator. And I constructed the gutters. What will happen is there's a river not far.
Right.
So when it overflows, the whole area, including the lorry station, is flooded. Okay. So you need to construct gutters so that place wouldn't be flooded. So I constructed the gutters with my own money, not government money. No one has given me 1 peso. And I constructed the gutters, and the goal was to do an AstroTurf.
Right.
And so I utilized, last hour, the assembly was able to give me the drip machine for a few hours, and then I was asked to stop.
You were asked to stop?
Yes.
By who?
I received a letter from the municipal in Asante Mampong that, I'm not the MP. I did this as a philanthropist because I want to feel proud. So when President Mohammed comes to, let's say, Mampong for a 6th March, we can host him. And we don't really have a proper, sizable place to host. And I was asked to stop by the municipal. They gave me a letter saying that the park size is too small. They wanted 11 by 11 or a 12 by 12 field. I thought I can do 8 by 8. And then, Tadian Park, you see the park, it's huge. You can't use the whole park as a football field. So you can even divide it and make it multi-functional. Basketball courts, you can add a stage for performances, concerts. So I was thinking in that line. So I was asked to stop. And it's heartbreaking because I use my own money with the vim and the zeal to do something to help the community.
Out of the love that you have for the community.
Yes. And I've already sunk in for the gutters over $3 billion. And then as I was bringing the 15 tripper trucks of filling to level, and I was asked to stop, I spent already $1.4 billion. Out of that, 80,000 went to a company called Blake. They are a known AstroTurf company. They even did, I think, Baomia's AstroTurf in his hometown.
Right.
That contains that would seat 1,500 people. So I used that known company because I didn't want tomorrow there'll be any issues. And the people are saying that they want a bigger park. And to do an AstroTurf that size will cost me, instead of $5 billion, $11 billion. So they said, Nana, do grassing. You should have said all of this.
Yeah, and that's what I want to find out, whether there was any conversation even prior to the commencement of the project with the municipal assembly.
When I did the sod cutting, at the time, the MCE wasn't appointed yet.
Right.
But the engineer and the acting coordinating director was there. Council of Elders, Traditional Council of Elders, were also there. So there were at least 7 chiefs, 4 people from the assembly, including the 2 I mentioned, the engineer and the director. Yeah. And everybody is on board. I asked for drawings, even for the drains. They didn't even have one. So they said, none of y'all, you do it. We just need you to use 0.9 as the molds, the size of the molds for the drains. I went to the assembly several times, even asked them to use their drip machines to excavate the ground, to no avail. I did not get any assistance. I didn't get any drawings. Even as I was constructing the drains, I asked them to check on it because I am not a contractor. I am not into construction, though I have heavy-duty equipment, several of them. But that is not my line of work. So I wanted to make sure I'm falling in line so that there's no issues tomorrow.
Right.
They did not come and check. So last hour, as I'm doing the filling of the gutters, that's when the MCE has been appointed. They want to charge me to use their drip machines, to rent it. How are you going to charge something that Akufo-Addo gave for each constituency to build your community? It's ridiculous. So why would I pay for rental and then also pay to fuel the machines? So then I went and found a payloader within Mampong. They're parking with the number. And I contacted them. They said 7,000 cities, including fuel. I used that to fill the gutters and called it a done deal. Even though I have my own payloader, brand new, I just didn't want to pay the transportation costs, the in and out with the low bed. And so I availed myself to the assembly. I didn't get any assistance. when they issued me this stop letter,
right?
The MCE apologized for not giving me the technical assistance that should have been provided. I think it's a little too late. And now they're saying, Nana, let's work together and make it a bigger park. Bigger park means larger money to spend.
Is the assembly by any way going to support?
Not financially, no, but they're saying that if I need a machine, they'll give me a machine.
Wow.
So I was discouraged. So the park is on hold.
The project is on hold as we speak.
Because I feel that this is being ungrateful. Do you understand?
I do.
So, nevertheless, I still love Mampong. I'm still doing projects. And let's see the way forward. Because I also met with Mampong Hini.
Okay.
And he also apologized. You know, he wants peace. And said, Nana, yeah, the assembly needs to work with you. His goal is for the park to be finished. So I do want to honor that, help Mampong. I don't like to start things and not finish them.
Right. But what is your relationship with the people of Mampong like? Because you seem to have a lot of passion towards their concerns. But over the years and with the projects that you have embarked on, how's the feedback been?
The feedback has been very good. You will always have someone that does not agree with your ideas, that wouldn't like you because of one way or another. But overall, the consensus in Mampong, most people want development. Most people have accepted me, even though I wasn't born in Mampong, but my mother is hailing from Mampong. God rest her soul. She has passed on. The MTM building in Mampong belonged to my mother before she passed.
All right.
So I'm also a Mampong this year, coming from the royal family as well.
Great. And so looking at Mampong, what is lacking in Mampong? What are the needs and the concerns of the people of the area?
Wow, what a great question. Mampong's lacking a lot. For instance, besides Zipline, there's no large companies or factories within Mampong. So jobs is one. Two, some constituencies in some areas, as you heard earlier, I mentioned, I did boreholes. So having drinkable water in some areas is also a challenge. Right. That would be two. Some of the structures for schools, as you heard that I mentioned that I built some schools, I've renovated schools, even Krobo schools that Frifa built, I went to renovate it. When the slightest wind or rainstorm hits, it's in deplorable conditions. So I've renovated to my best of my ability, and I can't do every school. So Mampong needs a lot. Mampong needs a lot.
And you believe you can do more for Mampong as their representative in Parliament?
You know, a member of Parliament more likely is a lobbyist. They're not a developmental person. But I believe given the opportunity, you should help your constituency. You have to. That is the mandate. The same way my parents educated me and I was born in the U.S. and I came back to Ghana to help my people. It's the same way you should be lobbying for Asante Mampong, for factories to be there, for conditions to be easier on the citizens of Asante Mampong. I believe in that wholeheartedly. So I believe in that particular position, it will shed more light and bring more jobs and make the lives of people of Asante Mampong better.
And currently, you don't think they're getting that?
I don't think so.
What is wrong with the current representation?
I don't. That's touchy. I think, you know, everybody does things for certain reasons. I don't know his motivation or why he's there, but I can only speak about myself. Obviously, he's done things maybe for some people in Mampong, but across the board, you can't help everyone, but across the board, people should see that and feel a difference. Like right now, you see the motorway. the Tema motorway. You see the construction. It's everybody who utilizes that route will see that, okay, it's been extended, there's a project going on. Those who use it will feel the ease, the accessibility, the same thing the people of Mampong. If you do a borehole, you didn't do a borehole for one person. You did a borehole for that particular community, that particular area. You should be able to touch lives.
So are we seeing this come to fruition in 2028?
It is the people's desire in Mampong that I contest as a member of parliament for 2028. And so I'm looking into it.
You're looking into it?
I'm looking into it.
But if the people say they want you to contest, do you really have a choice? But give me a picture of what your representation of the people would look like.
I go to the grassroots people. That's who you need to go to. I've slept in people's houses. I shake hands with the people. I walk around. So that would be, if I was to get a campaign team, I would take the blue-collared worker. That's who you are fighting for.
So that's what your focus is going to be?
The grassroots, the youth is where my focus is. Helping women and children is my focus.
Interesting. So, Nana, your party, the NPP, is getting ready. So you shifted things, started with the flag bearer election. The rest are going to follow. What would be your message as a patron of the party to the party?
We need to be united. In the end of the day, it's only one winner, but we are all winners. We need each other. So our talk, our conversation has to be one. It can't be two. We can't have loose talks. If you're frustrated, it's like when you have an argument with your husband or your wife, you don't throw your husband or your wife away. You don't air your dirty laundry. There are ways to approach certain things. And we have a chain of command. The party office is just around the corner here at Asylum Down. Everybody is welcome. So that's where we need to do that. We need to become one. We need each other. We need Ken. We need Brian. We need Aduchum. We need Kwabena. We need to be one. We are one party.
So unity is top on the agenda.
That's it.
But you also have more elections to do in terms of national leadership. You're looking at the constituency executives, and how should your party folk conduct themselves?
That's every party, even NDC will also have the same.
Yes, they'll have that.
So they're doing the top-down approach, which is a good idea, and those will be the next elections. And we are striving for peace, just like the elections was peaceful. So everything hopefully will go seamlessly.
What is the secret to your elections being this peaceful? Because there are a lot of prophecies and people cautioning around how it's going to get bloody. People said it was going to get really bloody, but we did not see any... fake prophets?
Fake prophets.
Why?
If you prophesied and it didn't happen, then maybe they didn't hear God loudly. You can't just say, hey, and then later on come back and apologize. No. We all have maybe who we prefer. But to come out as a leader and condemn one and then come back and it didn't go the way it's supposed to go, who do you blame, yourself or God?
Well, you and I were not there.
So, sometimes we have to manage what we say. There should be some discretion.
Absolutely. Well, Nana, I cannot let go of you without speaking to your people in Asante Mampong. So that's your camera. Speak to them briefly as we wrap up the conversation this morning.
Like I said earlier, I want to speak to all of Ghana, not necessarily Asante Mampong, that we must keep a united front for 2028. So, Piao.
Nana, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
me. And I wish you very well in your endeavors. We are also here, and we'll be glad to be a part of it as well.
Thank you.
And keep up the good job you're doing in Asante Mampong. So that's Beatrice Owariwa Siao. She is a national patron of the New Patriotic Party, and she says the people are clamoring for her to represent them in Asante Mampong in 2028. Well, we'll get to see how all of that goes. But before we go, let's do some birthdays. Today is the 2nd day of February 2026. Some wonderful people celebrating their birthday for them. This one says, happy birthday. And you brush at night as you go to bed. But every time we eat, the food, the sugars, they're trapped between our teeth, and they lead to tooth decay. You don't want any of that kakawahala. So brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent charcoal and Pepsodent herbal toothpaste is a must. Now, Pepsodent charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth and strengthen them and remove bad odor from your mouth. Charcoal white gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. So, you know, it's what we used to do back in the day. Charcoal, a bit of charcoal here, a bit of plantain stuff here and there, and then it cleans your teeth. And that's what that charcoal, Pepsodent charcoal provides for you. And for those who love the herbs, for the herbalist, just try Pepsodent herbal toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gum while giving you an all-round freshness in your mouth. So Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and it gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. All you need to do is to call toll-free 0800 161 000 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist today for free. So Pepsodent, every smile matters. And imagine walking into a home where nobody ever pauses what they're doing online. The girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. That special playlist is rolling. Daddy's on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading. Downloads are downloading. Everything is just moving super, super smooth. Well, that's the power MTN Fiber gives you. Unlimited internet for endless streaming, endless connection, endless everything for you at home. Now you get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages, whether you are a new or existing customer. What you need to do is to just log into the My MTN app and tap broadband, or simply dial *5057# to get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. Remember, terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go. Well, it's been an exciting time on the show this morning. Thank you so much for being a big part. God willing, we'll return tomorrow, same time, same channel. I am Joshua. Kodjo Mensah. Good morning.